everyone. It's another day on Nakas Note. In our past video, we discussed some relative topics on Linux terminal, how to navigate back and forth within your Linux terminal, and how to do stuff within your Linux terminal. And why we focus more on this is because we want you to be conversant with your computer terminal, because as a successful web developer, software engineer, and any other development aspect that you may consider finding yourself in future, you need to understand the basics of how to navigate within your command line interface without using your GUI. So that's why we are dealing more on how to improve your skills on doing this stuff. So today we are dealing with the text editor, the Linux text editor. So before we proceed, we urge you to please like and subscribe to this channel and comment on our videos on what we can do better and how to improve this video and to be more engaging and productive. Thank you. So without much ado, let's dive in. Okay, as we discussed earlier, that we are dealing with the text editor in Linux terminal. So we have different text editor in Linux terminal. A Linux terminal is a very comprehensive terminal that comes with a different much of property that is embedded into its system, has been designed, or it has been integrated directly into the design of the terminal immediately from production. I can consider Linux terminal more powerful when it comes to development more than the Windows PowerShell or the Windows web terminal or any other thing. It is considered much more powerful due to its advancement and everything when it comes to proper implementation for developers. Okay, so today we are borrowing the resources of ALX, which is called 0x03VI, as I already just discussed. ALX is a software engineering school that develops software engineers from Africa. So we are borrowing one of their resources today, which is 0x03VI. So today we are dealing with the learning objective. We don't really have much to do here. What we are really focused on is training ourselves on how to make some things work in our life. So what is a Linux editor? A Linux editor is like an integrated development environment designed into a Linux terminal, which allow you to edit, to write stuff, to write notes, to write different things. You can consider it as your text, a Word, your Microsoft Word application package, that is your text editor, or your notepad on your Windows or some other stuff. So your Word editor, like you are able to type, to typeset, to do stuff, to write program using your IDE like Visual Studio on your Windows or your Mac. So you are able to type, to do stuff, and to write some different things that you want to write, just as if you're using your Microsoft Word or your notepad. So that's what we mean by the text editor in Linux. So today we are dealing with we have different types of text editor. Before I go to that, we have different types of text editor, which is we have Nano, we have VI or Vim, we have Emacs. So today we are dealing with the one of VI. What is a VI? Vim or VI is a text editor designed on my Linux terminal, which enables computer users to edit their text without requiring them downloading a third-party app to do that. So you can edit your text directly inside your terminal without downloading a third-party apps like Microsoft Word, Notepad, etc. without downloading that, you can do that and edit your text within the line of terminal. So let me show you how to a little walkthrough on that, on how to navigate within your vim editor. So to create a document or a file in your vi using your vi, so you have to type vi, and let's say for instance you want to create maybe a text document file which is .txt file. So I can just say arc.txt. So what this is telling us is that vim create this file called arc.txt, that is, it will be in txt format. So before I do that, let me just cd man so that we can see what we are doing. Cd mlt user.cisco. So in user.cisco, let me cd to my desktop. Okay, so we have that. So now let me create the file, and let's say vi or vim arc.txt. Enter. So immediately I enter, you can notice that I have a new platform which is different from what I have before, and which means I'm in the visual mode of the vi editor. We have two modes. We have the visual mode and we have the insert mode. So while you are in your visual mode, what you will notice that everything you are typing in your visual mode, nothing will display. It is just like you displaying some stuff, just seeing random things that you've done, and you don't have the capability to edit or modify the files. So when you are in your visual mode, you are just there just to navigate, maybe to move your cursor to the front or to move back and forth within the text and stuff. That's what you can do with vi visual mode. So to go into an edit mode, you press I on your keyboard. So immediately you press I, you will notice that you have insert on your keyboard underneath, which is this. So which means you are in the insert mode of your text editor. So now I can insert and say welcome to ACAS node VIM tutorial. Okay, so now I can just type anything that I want to type. I can navigate, I can do anything that I can tab my keys, I can use the tab keys, I can enter, I can do comma, I can do forward, I can do everything that I want to do here. So immediately I'm done doing this, I want to go back and I'm done with everything I want to do. So now what you have to do is just to press your escape key. Escape key. Immediately you press your escape key, you will notice that you are now having your insert mode, and if you notice something here, you have 7 6, and which means you are having a different line of text of 6 lines and different paragraph underneath, just telling you, giving you more information on the amount of data that you have or the number of words that you have on your terminal or inside the text editor. So now, so I'm done with that. I can do so many things that I told you, like I can move back and forth. I can just say shift and move to the end of line, shift and 6, shift and 6. It will move you back to the end of line. I can do many things, but you will notice something. If I enter, I'm unable to do anything here, because it is just the visual mode. You are not permitted to do anything, and you are not permitted to navigate through anything else. So I'm done with everything that I want to do. Now I want to save my file. So how do I save my file? In this visual mode now, you said shift and column. You press shift and to have your column, and you can say column W. So immediately you type column W, you can enter, which means you've saved the file that you just created. The file will be saved directly, and everything you input will be saved immediately. So now I want to quit what I'm editing. I want to quit VI now. I want to go back to my terminal and do anything that I want to do. I'll just say column and Q, column and Q. Immediately I have the column and Q. If I enter, I'm back to the. So if I ls, I will have that, and I will see one of my, which is app.txt. So now I want to do more, like I want to edit the file now, and I want to go back to the file and edit some stuff inside there. So how will I do that? I can just say vi app.txt again. So I will be back to the file, and let's say I want to add more detail. Thanks for watching. So now I'm done with that. I'll jam my escape key. Immediately I jam my escape key. So now I want to save this file. No, I want to quit VI without saving this file. How can I do that? If you want to quit, maybe you've typed some text and you think that you don't need it and you want to quit, so you can just jam your shift, that is your column, and Q with exclamation mark, which means quit VI without saving any new changes that I made to this file, and enter. It will quit VI without making any changes. So let me navigate back into VI act.txt. Now you'll notice that the data is not saved. So now I'm back to the insert mode, and I want to input that again, which is thanks for watching. So now I escape. So I want to quit and save at the same time. So how will I do that? I'll just say column WQ and enter, which means I've saved that. So let's check, let's cut to view what you have inside, maybe a text file or maybe some other things like your index.html, like your C files, your Python file, or anything on Linux terminal. You can just say cat and the name of the file, which is arc.txt. So now you can see which means cat show me the file or the character inside this current file, so it will display that. So VI is a very great editor for a developer who needs an IDE that doesn't require him installing maybe a third-party app to do that. Maybe you want to make some quick development in your program or to your source code, and you don't need to take it down to maybe Visual Studio Editor or anything. You can just use your text editor in your Linux terminal. So now you can still use this to create different types of the files, like maybe your C programming files, your index.html file, your Python files, and any other files that you want to create that you can use maybe your integrated development environment like Visual Studio that you can use your VI editor for it as well. And I think that's all. So there are still more shortcuts and keyboard that you can navigate through while working on your VI, so you can read more on that. And I think there are much of open source stuff out there that will help you in your learning. Navigate through the files that we've created, and we check our desktop. We can have the file which is app.txt. So without much ado, let's navigate back to the ALX resources. So I have some of the project, like the first task, which is create your answer directory. Navigate to root and create a directory named 0x03. So as you already know that you use your mkdir, but let me show you the little clue on how to do that, which you can use your. So I want to use the SSH. I don't want to use the web terminal. I want to use the SSH. So I want to run it on my local terminal on my computer and just make it work with the own sandbox. So I'll just click on SSH, which means I've copied the SSH and move to my web terminal and say, let me just cd to home. So I'm back home. So now I can just say Ctrl V, which is I've pasted the SSH and enter. Immediately I enter, it will run and ask me to type yes, and I'll type yes. Immediately I do that, it will request a password. So to get their password, I'll just click on this, which is their password. This training is only for the ALX students, and you have not for ALX, you can just move and continue with the video. So if I Ctrl V, I'll save that and enter. I'll Ctrl V, enter. Permission denied. Try again. Enter. Oh, let me recopy that. Okay, so now we are in the terminal. Let me just clear out this, and if you notice, we are in there something like their own web terminal. So if we load their own web terminal, it will look alike, which means we are using the version of their sandbox on our own. So if we ls and we check their own files as well, and ls, we have the same thing. So we are asked to make a directory, we are asked to cd down to home. So I'll just say cd/root, and let me ls. I've already created the file, which is 0x03 vi, I mean the directory, sorry, the folder, which is 0x03 vi. So let me just quickly solve this. You are asked to write the answer into the file. What is the command to insert text before the cursor? So, and the answer to that is your, so let me cd to 0x03 underscore vi, enter. So immediately I cd to that. So the answer to that is I, letter I. So how do I write that into that file that we are asked to write it to? If we notice what we have here, we are asked to write it into inserting. That is a directory inside the directory folder, and write the file inserting. So, and what I will now do, I'll just say I won't like to use my vi, because vi is just a very short thing that I have to write. And if I have to navigate down to vi, be saving and everything, it will be kind of exhausting and tiring. So what I'll just do, I'll just say echo, and which is quote I, quote close, and less than. I'll just say inserting. Enter. And now we are done. So if we ls now, we have our inserting file inside. So if I check the code, if I try to run the code, check code, and I try to run the code, I will have a very successful. So that's the walkthrough for the rest of the project if you had to go through it. And thank you. I think that's all for now, and I think this video has been productive and helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel and comment on the video, because YouTube love engagement. The more you do is the way you will help us and to keep us going, that we are producing something much productive out there. Thank you.